Welcome to the show. This is a dad's thing, and I'm James. It's been great to be with you the last 4 weeks, discussing how I became a homeschooling dad in 2 days. I hope you've enjoyed the content in the first 3 weeks of this journey. And today I'm here to talk about week 4 of the journey of how to become a homeschool dad in 2 days. And this episode is going to be focused on on-school learning. After the first 2 weeks of having all of our homework and classwork materials printed out for us, and then going on spring break, week 4 started our online sessions. It has been both fun for the kids to learn using this type of format, and it's also been challenging as a dad trying to manage 3 schedules, multiple devices, and getting everybody to their Zoom meeting or WebEx meeting on time, and transitioning to the next part of the day. But I will say over the week things did get a little bit better, but it definitely took some working things out and a lot of preparation. So before I get into some of the specifics of the week, I'll just talk a little bit about the prep work that was done. On Saturday or Sunday before the week started, we began to get some information about logon, passwords, usernames, different websites of the curriculum that they will be using. So, one of the very first things we did was just, lay that information out on a piece of paper. Actually, I use index cards just so I'd know, which website was for which student, and all of the passwords that will be associated with that. So once we sat down to their workstations come Monday morning, we had all of that information. There was no need to scramble about looking for usernames and passwords. So that was very, very helpful. We got to Monday and knew what the schedule would be. It just was a matter of getting the kids a little bit more acclimated to some of the new devices that they would be using. Chromebooks, very familiar. They have been with tablets, even use my phone on certain points throughout the day. It just made things easier for either one of the kids as we were making transitions to one activity to the next. So, we just learned that we had to be a little bit flexible still. And as we get further along in our day-to-day routines, I think that stuff will get smoothened out. So midweek, and I mentioned last week in week 3 episode that there would be a webinar that was on Wednesday, April the 8th. And this webinar was in regards to, setting up a successful homeschooling environment. So I watched that or participated in that webinar, which lasted approximately an hour, and found that there were some really great tips that they gave, really geared around scheduling for your particular grade level, lengths of time to do works, ways to talk and communicate with teachers in regards to some of the expectations that they have in regards to the work that they're setting up for the kids online, the things that they want turned in, and so on and so forth. So it was very, very helpful and useful to me. It helped me to see areas that I was on track with, and then areas that I can take a look at and maybe reevaluate some of those things as we move forward. But overall, it was really good. They will have some more webinars that will be coming out in the future. In the description below, I will include a link to the recording. So if you weren't able to make the actual webinar last week on Wednesday, there will be a link below that you can click on, and you can take a look at the full recording. You can also, go to their website and sign up for different events that they will have coming out in the future. But yeah, that was, really the start. Again, we've figured out that about 2.5 to 3 hours is a sweet spot of work for the girls, not in one setting, but breaking it up. And as we went along through this last week, we really found that it's going to take 2 sessions, a morning session where they have their meetings and they do some work hope they get that done. Then from there, we'll have a break where we have snack, we'll have some recreation time. And then we'll have lunch a little bit later. And then from there, we'll have an afternoon session where we'll do a little bit more academics. And then after the academic portion, again, get back to some of the recreational things, and then have dinner. And we might follow up. And usually our routine is to have some reading, independent reading, about, 25, 30 minutes at the most, before we go to bed and wind down. So that's pretty much what the schedule looked like last week. I will say there was times where it was a little frustrating. It was a little trying, just to manage 3 schedules, a kinder, a second grader, plus my work schedule. But as the week went along, definitely there was a shift. Teachers are working really hard, very understanding. The kids are working really hard. They are adapting. And as a parent, same thing, working hard, adapting, and trying to find the best experience, or make or create the best experience that I can for the kids, so they can continue to enjoy learning. Looking forward, we're really happy to finally know that moving forward, we will be homeschooling for the remainder of the year. I believe I talked a little bit about that, finally knowing that really is a burden lifted, because now we can prepare moving forward. We had our ups and downs over the last 4 weeks. We will probably have some more ups and downs over the next weeks, as we continue to develop a good, and I say develop because I believe there will be still some, things that we have to tweak here and there, just to continue to make things fresh, and to keep them engaged in this process. But hey, it is what it is, and we just have to do the best that we can, and that's what we're trying to do. Again, I really appreciate everybody who's tuned in. Hopefully, my experience has helped you, navigate your experience, whether it's, some tips that you found, or just knowing that, here's another dad that's in the same boat as you, just trying to find his way, because we are in it together. So again, appreciate everybody for tuning in. If you like the content, please hit a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. There will be more information to come. On Instagram, you can follow me at A Dad's Thing. I put weekly content up there, little trailers of what's to come in video platform, and also a little bit shorter videos, just some motivational stuff to help get through the week. Okay, so again, appreciate you, thank you, and I will see you soon. Have a good one.